Thank you, Cheezo5, for the 174 viewer. Appreciate it. We got Samurai Man, Pog Champing in the chat.
Hey,
What
Samuel.
up, Samurai
How's it going?
Man? For those of you that are coming in, actually, I'll wait a little bit to mention it. Some social media stuff going out. Get on the Twitter, do some reposting. There's about to be some crazy stuff going on. So I've heard that RNG and SMS is... Oh, and we're off.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, RNG and SMS is significantly worse than coins going in the wrong direction in SM64.
Yeah,
which
I've heard.
My knowledge is like mostly the extent of it in SM64. I'm sure there's some other stuff that I don't know about, but
yeah, some enemy stuff, but for the most
Yeah.
part, you know, you're not gonna lose. Like, bad RNG will never be the source of your dead run. It'll be you being a garbage can, right?
yeah, there's like 3 or 4 big RNG moments in Sunshine. The first one is Bianco 5. Petey, who's the boss, he can go. There's all these different patterns he can take, and the fastest one is about a minute faster than the slowest one. Although on average, you'll be like maybe 20 seconds off of optimal. And then King Boo, it's random. It's a literal slot machine. And if he gives you the wrong cycle, then you lose 8 seconds. And then Manta, of course, there's just these Mantas going everywhere that you have to kill all of them, but they choose random directions to move. So that can be pretty unfortunate as well. Although, JJ Plays Games has the world best for the Manta segments. He's got a 225, I think, which is pretty ridiculous. Like a good Manta is like 245. So... And then, yeah, that's about it.
I'd say worth noting that both of these players are also pretty strong competitors in Mario 64. Shoutouts to Cheese for the sub, Bub, and Strawwhat Daxter for the sub.
Yeah, Weegee has 16-star record, doesn't he?
He does, and he's also really good at 70. Really, really nice movement. And JJ as well. Seems as though he's getting into Mario 64. Saw him at SGDQ, did some live races. He's a young guy. JJ, I think, is what, 14?
I think he's 15, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know most people's ages. He at least has a deep voice, so he is kind of an adult. Oh, and also early cycle, I should say. That's another RNG element that'll come in later. But yeah, I have done some 64. Most of my 64 experience has been part of the 602 though. So I got like a 4-hour 120 run, and that was all I needed.
Yeah, it can be a bit daunting. Mario 64 is sometimes be unforgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, the 100 coin always killed me in SSL. I would always die at like 95 coins. But all right, we're getting into more gameplay here.
Yes, here we are.
Different strats here coming out. So Weegee's on the left. He did a slightly faster strat, but it's only like 0.3 faster. The difference between either just turning and immediately spraying from farther away, which is a little harder obviously because it's farther, or doing a side flip dive and then spraying so you're a little closer.
I like that little, they're spraying and then they do a big backflip to be, I guess, right under the star, perfectly positioned.
Yeah.
Or sorry, shine. My
Shine,
bad.
yeah.
I'm used to stars, but we got the shines.
Yeah, just at least it's not SMO. Then it's moons. I wouldn't be getting that one right either. So
You got a moon. Hey, ooh. So Strongman Len, how do you feel about this intro? SMS, certainly a pretty good speed game, pretty popular, but man.
yes,
What is it, 8 minutes until you're like going?
It's about 7. Yeah, this has been a source of debate recently.
Definitely.
I'm on the side to start from file select just because it skips gameplay. I understand I feel like one of the main arguments, now I'm not for race files, so I can't entirely speak for them, but I feel like one of the main arguments is you essentially get the same time every time in the little gameplay that you would skip from starting on race file, which starts after these cutscenes.
Yeah.
And it helps grow the community more if there's not like the barrier to entry of having to do this 7-minute cutscene at the beginning. So there was a vote, and it came about it was like 56% was for file select still. So that's where it stands currently.
So is that enough for them to swing it, or do they want it? Do they want it to be like 60-40? Do you know what?
I don't
plans
actually
are?
know. Well, so it's file select currently, which is where you watch the cutscenes, and that's just for right now. It's staying that way, just because. I mean, obviously they won the vote, but also, I think a lot of the mods maybe prefer it to. I don't know, but it would be a hassle to move it over the race file. So I think unless they have a large percentage, or maybe even just a winning vote of race file, they wouldn't move it over. So.
Seems like a tough thing, but definitely important to do as a community. You don't want people to feel alienated.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets their opinion heard, and then you have a healthy discussion.
Yeah, well, sometimes healthy, sometimes not.
Maybe I'm fantasizing it. Maybe it's a little more rough than I imagine.
There are good people and bad people on both sides, I think. But yeah. All right, coming. This is. I think we're on the last. No, never mind. I thought we were almost. At 6:25 is when these cutscenes. The first input you have to do, in this cutscene is at 6:25.
So once again, for people coming in, we got SMS any percent race between the two legends. This is a global speed fundraiser, 2-day-long marathon. Second day here. We're halfway through, 3 hours left or so. And we're chugging right along, raising money to get the prize pools nice and big for our faithful players in the upcoming events, such as the Ultimate 120-star Relay and a Mario 64 Bingo tournament coming out. Shout-outs to everybody involved. Shout-outs to Strongman Lynn for coming and doing some co-commentary on this SMS race. I'm excited to hear more things about this version of Mario that has a
actually, I'll talk about that real quick, the version also. So they're both playing on Japanese version.
Okay.
So there's 3 main versions. There is NTSCU, which is the American, and that's slowest by about 15 seconds just because, it's just slowest. And then Japanese version, Japanese 1.0, which is for the most part the only Japanese version you're ever going to find, is loading Delfino Plaza is about a third of a second faster. And the text is slightly faster, so it's about 15 seconds faster than the American version. And then the PAL version, which a few people run on, that's actually what I run on. The text is the fastest on the Italian version, and Serena 6, which comes up near the end of the run, is significantly easier on the US and the PAL version. So you can do it about, on average, maybe 5 or 6 seconds quicker on PAL. So than on JP.
So, SMS, have you done some SM64 gameplay? How do you feel it differs, if you have?
To be honest, the biggest thing that struck me playing SM64 versus SMS was the side flip mechanics. In SMS, you can kind of just turn the stick and immediately press A, and you'll get a side flip. But in SM64, I really felt like I had to wait for Mario to really turn around before I could press A. Also, the wall kicking, I didn't understand as much. I would bonk on it sometimes or not get a wall kick. But in SMS, if you touch the wall, you'll just keep sliding until you press A. But on SM64, you just got to hit it right when you hit the wall. So no one gets early M there, unfortunate, but just saves about 0.1. You can spray that M on the wall during the cutscene, so you can immediately dive instead of having to spray it after the cutscene ends. But neither of them got it. It's pretty inconsistent, so not super surprising.
So going to be squirting a path down here, it seems like that's the fastest method to travel. I see in SMS you do that a lot. You just slide on your belly with the water.
Yeah, the water slide is actually faster even than the turbo nozzle at max speed. The turbo, I think you may get up to speed faster, but at max speed it is slightly slower than the water slide. And the reason they spray right before they do the water slide is Flood, that's the water jetpack, he kind of has an active state and an inactive state, and you start the level in an inactive state, and if you press R when you're in an inactive state, he actually won't spray water for a second. He'll just squirt nothing or something. So they squirt water just so that when they switch to hover, he will squirt water on the ground and they can get a hover slide, as opposed to sometimes squirting in water, sometimes not, and they just get a dry slide. They immediately just do the hover nozzle slide.
Has to fire a blank first, get it out of the system.
Pretty much, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and so this is the
Filling
first.
up this piranha.
Yeah, this is Petey. This is the first boss. He appears another time later. I mentioned earlier there was RNG with him. This time, though, if you just stand to his side, he will face towards you, and then you can spray in his mouth, which allows you to ground pound on his stomach and kill him. In true Nintendo fashion, it is a 3-hit boss.
Yeah, that does seem to be a recurring theme.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any non-3... I guess Bowser at the end is 5 hits. But most of the bosses are 3 hits. Well, actually, never mind. Now that I think there's a lot of bosses that aren't 3 hits.
Oh,
So
man, Len,
ignore that.
Some garbage. Everyone.
Ignore that. That's not a true fact.
But wow, neck and neck so far. Not even a second apart.
Yeah.
Weegee and JJ both out here playing to win. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah, I think Weegee had a better spider, it looked like, so he was able to get to Petey faster. But he messed up the spam spray for one of the cycles, so we lost a little bit of time there.
I've heard some talk about the spam spray. You mean like when it's just a huge burst of water out?
Yes. So there's an intended game mechanic, which is when you press R and then press A, you get a backflip and it sprays that shotgun spray.
Yeah.
And it's kind of debatable whether it's intended or not. If you do this in the air, you don't backflip, you just do the water spray. So you can use that to spray water really quickly. That's used in a ton of levels, like if you're trying to fill up Petey's mouth, or if you're trying to clear a large area of goop.
Or like cleaning people, you can do it instantly with that if you aim it right, it seems.
Yeah, in Pianta 6, you have to clean 10 Piantas and you use spam sprays for that. And we have a different strat here from Weegee on the left. It's slightly faster, it's a little bit riskier, so most people don't do it, but it saves about 0.3 seconds or something. It's just how you start the level. What JJ did is he started with a triple jump, so there's no dives for the first 2 jumps. Then what Weegee did is he immediately started with a jump dive, and then you basically just get 1 extra dive in, so that's why it saves a little bit of time.
I like how you can just keep bouncing on your belly.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Like, the mechanics of this game are really fun. And the water mechanic with it all just makes you smile. It's beautiful. Yeah. It's fluid movement. No pun intended.
Haha, I get it. Yeah. Also, so coming up here, they're going to do travel skip. It's called travel skip because it quote-unquote skips travel. But you actually just do the travel before the cutscene starts here. So they're basically just going to enter into Bianca right as the cutscene starts. So when the cutscene ends, instead of putting them right in front of the dead piranha plant, it'll put them in Bianco. So they both should get it. Jump over green code there. There we go.
Is the timing pretty strict for that, or what's the
you have maybe there's actually a little bit of extra time because there's a pretty hard strat where you can grab a blue coin while it's happening, but you have maybe an extra second or 2 to work with there. But if you bonk, then you can't get it. So it is somewhat difficult.
And again, sliding on their belly. Too easy, man. You just lubricate it and you go.
Yeah, if you understand momentum in this game too, it is super helpful. So one thing that kind of is going to come into play here is they're about to do a spin jump off of this roof here. And they did a spin jump there right after they rolled out onto the roof. Because when you roll out onto a slanted surface, you get increased speed. And so they use that to increase the speed of their spin jump. And spin jumps height is dependent on the speed. So it's basically just a really fast, really long spin jump.
Yeah, so it looks like they just instantly spin jumped.
Yeah, pretty much.
Landed. Is that pretty hard, technically? Like, do you have much of an opening to get the jump in? Or would you slide off the roof?
So the way, if you spin the control stick, there's a buffer of about a second before you can press A. So they basically spin the control stick right before they hit the roof. And then when they hit the roof, they press A once to roll out, turn to the right, and then press A again to get the spin jump. Okay. So, yeah, it is really difficult, though, especially for doing the angled ones like that. If you're just doing it straight forward, that's not bad. But if you do it kind of angled like that, it's particularly difficult.
So here you were saying there's some RNG. Am I right?
Yes. So here we're gonna. So PD has, I think there's like 8 spots he can stop at, and it's random which ones he stops at and what the route he takes between them is. So it'll take 3 hits to kill him. The fastest route is if he just goes immediately straight. The longest route he like goes way to the other side near the river and then comes back, goes over the wall, and it's really bad. But hopefully they should be okay here. Yeah, it looks like.
Faster and worse. The difference is 1 minute.
Yeah, Chakrat actually, he's an SMS runner. He did an analysis video where he like did this whole. It was really cool. He did this whole like graph theory thing where he wrote a computer program to solve out what all the combinations were, and he found out that the best is about a minute better than the worst.
Wow.
And it looks like JJ is he got the best first spot, but then PD went over the wall. It can still be an okay pattern though. Yeah, Weegee also went over the wall, but he came back in a pretty okay place. Yeah, they actually kind of got reversed patterns. Their first spots were the other person's second spots.
So can you have 3 where he just goes, you can immediately shoot him down 3 times?
Yeah. So the spot where JJ got him first, that's the best first spot. The spot where Weegee got him second, that's the second spot, where if he just takes a route immediately from that first spot to the second spot without going over the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a third spot almost immediately after that that's pretty fast. And I think Weegee got the better pattern here.
That's what it's right?
Yeah. JJ's not terrible either, though. You aim to have a sub 17 Bianco here, so they should both easily have that. Actually, Weegee having like a 16-23 here, that's really good.
Yeah, it seems like neither of them have made any mistakes. They've just been doing their thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, 16-24, that's better than I've ever had. My best is like a 16-35 or something.
Damn,
JJ also still with a really good time of probably like 16-45 or so. And the Cheyenne spawn location is set for every level, so in levels like that where you have some time to wait before it spawns, you can just wait wherever it is.
Seems like the water has momentum of its own too.
Oh, okay, someone says the timer.
Big bang for your buck.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, someone says the timer was started late, so maybe the time wasn't quite as good as 16-24, but
yeah,
still, it was probably still sub 17, so that's good.
Pretty good, pretty fast.
Yep.
Now just cleaning up duty. Wow, getting smacked in the face. Weegee getting hit by what do you even call those things?
Most people call them like goomies, but according to the Prima strategy guide, they are swoopin' stews.
Swoopin' stews.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are lots of stew enemies in this game. There's smoldering stews, swooping stews, stacking stews. There's 2 other ones. I don't remember what they're called.
You'll have to point those out to me when you see them.
All right.
That is that particular enemy. I can't even keep track of the enemies in Super Mario 64, but I'll try my best to wrap my head around it. Swooping stews, cooking up some stew for Weegee, to say the least.
Oh, it's 4 seconds off. Okay. Yeah, so they're going into Gelato here. So there's a weird mechanic in this game. I guess it kind of makes sense, but if you beat a level that's past the current level you're on, like say they were to beat 8, which is what they're doing right now, it'll give them access to all the previous levels. And in order to beat the game, you only need to beat the 7th level of every world. So they're just going to grab the 8th shine here. Yeah, they're just going to grab the 8th shine here, and then that'll give them access to the 7th one. So they skip almost the entirety of Gelato, which is nice, because Gelato, it's kind of a slow world. It has some RNG in it. It's fun for 120, I think, but for any percent, it's not super great. So yeah, first try. Let's look. Oh, actually, I spoke too soon. Not first try for JJ, but
yeah, it looks like you just went a little bit too early there. I guess as soon as you get the clip, you want to start hovering. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, you want to start hovering, and depending on like what your speed is, you may want to tap back or a little bit forward, maybe on the control stick, just so you're not clipping out of the roof. But here's Shadow Mario. Again, the spam spray coming in handy there. Just spam spray him right behind him. You get him down almost immediately.
That looks like a new strat. I feel like I've always seen people just shoot, like have a light Like while they're running, they're shooting a stream, or has that been around for a while?
Yeah, that one's been around for a while. It's I guess like from least advanced to most advanced. The least advanced is you just shoot a stream.
Right.
The most advanced is you only do. It's possible to do it in only one spam spray for lag reduction purposes. But it's safe to do like 2 spam sprays or 3 like they did there. So
yeah, that's crazy. That they make it look so easy. Like I mean, I've gone back to the SMS and tried to play and try to take out Shadow Mario, and I pretty much chase him across the whole map twice, but they take him out in like 2 seconds. The spray is too strong.
yeah, if you know how to deal with him, he's not super terrible. And I actually didn't mention it when Weegee did it, but I'll mention it here for JJ. He's going to do a Y turn here, right there. So there's a really good mechanic in this game. Actually, it makes for a lot of interesting movement, where if you press Y, you go into this kind of over-the-shoulder mode, and you can use that to turn, and that will actually turn your velocity. So they do a spin jump there, and then turn the camera so that they face towards the wall, and then get a wall kick off the wall, and just reach up to the shine gate there. It is possible to do it without it, but it's a little faster to do it that way.
Rolling down these hot chain chomps right here, and I guess what happens there is you pause as soon as the star spawns, and you skip the animation of...
Yeah, so a flood text box pops up, and the flood text box ends if you pause, and the shine spawns as soon as the text box ends. So one other version difference also is on the Japanese version, the hover nozzle is actually a little more powerful, so you can just use the ground pound hover to clean off the chomplets as opposed to a spam spray. All right, Piano 2, this is on Weegee's screen. It's a bit of an auto-scroller because Pianissimo, you have to race him. And unlike in SM64 with Cupid Quick, Pianissimo does not go any faster if you finish the race. So it's the same amount of time every time. The world...
Go faster?
No, it is not. You can get there in about 12 seconds, and it will take him like 27 or something every time. Weegee, looking like he's going to get a good time here. Might get a 12. Ooh, 12, I've never seen a 12 in a run before, actually. Yeah,
even
most people...
in SMS, he's able to get a 12.9. God Gamer alert.
Yeah, most people get like a 13, 14 there, so... Oh, and we have JJ doing the imitation movement. I think it was popularized by Yamada, maybe, who's one of the Japanese runners to do this, where you just copy his movement. So...
He really is slow. God dang.
Yeah, he ledge grabs there. Like, he couldn't jump a little bit later. So...
JJ doing his best impression of that guy. What's his name again?
Who does what?
The racer.
Oh, Pianissimo. Pianissimo. Yes.
Showing Pianissimo the way, taking him out with a 23. Huge bob. You'd think they would do the thing where if you finish, they finish faster, but it's already fast enough of a race, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. So. And so this is Piano 3. It's the only non-secret level that you don't have Flood for. And you're supposed to do this whole thing where you go under the village and go around to get Flood back. But you can just damage boost through the lava, so pretty easy. If you know how to do it right, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, I tried learning this. Like, there was a phase where I this was a pretty difficult part. At least
yeah, just getting the muscle memory down and, like, knowing where to stand and how to dive. Oh, okay, yeah, JJ hit a Gumi there, but that's probably happened to him 1,000 times before. So
falling on down. Probably did not mean to do that. JJ slipping here a little bit. Trying his absolute best to get up there. Finally getting Flood.
There we go. And then spam spray to clean off the Pianta there.
Cleaning it up real nice. Using the flash. What do you call that?
Spam spray.
Spam spray. Instant clean.
Yep.
OxyClean.
Who's the guy that did OxyClean? What was his name again? Billy Mays. That was his name.
That's right.
Billy Mays here with the spam spray.
That could be a good commercial. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Weegee getting dragged by this cop.
It's actually faster to hold the chain and hold forward than it is to just wait for him, so that's why you hold the chain there.
Does he move faster when you're holding on to him?
If you're holding on to him and holding forward, he moves faster. I don't know why, but I mean, I kind of understand, because if you grab the chain and pull backwards, he goes slower. So they probably just like added your speed to the chomp speed regardless of what direction you move the control stick or something. So
yeah, maybe slight oversight.
Yeah, holding back slower, so holding forwards faster.
Does he always go the same direction, or is this RNG?
No, actually, it looks like they both got the same pattern, but there's 3 directions he can go, and the difference is about like 2 seconds between them, so it's not a huge deal. Yeah.
And again, using that spam spray, Billy Mays would be very proud.
So proud.
Cooling down these boys, only in it to get the shine. R.I.P. the Chomp.
All right,
chilling there.
Yeah, and now this is Pianta 5, which is, I actually forgot to mention it, but this is the bane of some runners' existence at the top level. There's an early cycle here you can get that saves about 20-25 seconds, and that can really help a run that's not doing well. So, or like if you get to a certain level, it's like almost necessary to PB.
Okay, getting a lot of ledge grabs from Weegee. This game is coded really well. You can just walk off and then clip into the tree and then float below and clip through the goop.
Yeah, that's a pretty weird like you don't even need any skill to clip through that tree. Just walk into that place and you clip through it. So
clipping through ever so nicely. And normally you need Yoshi to clear that. That's the whole thing, right?
Yes, you do need Yoshi normally, but obviously if you can just clip through everything, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, and JJ getting it first try. Definitely saving some time here on Weegee.
Yeah, Weegee almost got the early cycle. He was a little bit too late, though.
So now is he going to have to wait a while?
Yeah, he's going to have to wait till the guy gets to the top left corner there. If you, basically the guy can stop randomly at certain spots, and it's random how long he stops. And so you need him to stop at that line on the right side of Weegee's screen for at least like maybe 2 seconds. Oh, JJ got early cycle. Nice.
And JJ saving the time that he needed.
Yeah, and it looks like he got it, yeah.
That was scary. This level's Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, the angle there is pretty scary, actually. That was, me and Bouncy Boy both got that at the HDQ race, and we both died on it, just because, like, the angle is pretty hard, so. Pretty good that he got it.
So, the game helping out. JJ knew that Weegee had already gotten ahead because of RNG, so plopping him back. Giving some time back to the boy JJ. Honestly, both of these runs have seemed really clean so far. Maybe I've missed some things, but
yeah, they've been pretty darn good. Not much time loss other than RNG for both runners.
Now you gotta clean up everybody.
Oh, except for I guess the JJ had the gelato skip issue, but other than that, yeah. Yeah, so this is Piana 6. Gotta clean up all these guys with spam sprays.
So is he spraying, pressing A, and then immediately diving? Is that?
Yeah, so this is the backflip mechanic. If you do it on the ground, you get a backflip. But if you just press B as soon as the backflip happens, you get a higher dive and a bit of a longer dive. So, oh, it's like Weegee forgot to clean that guy off, or missed a little bit, I should say. Given a chance to catch up for JJ. The world record here is 2:19, but there's some aisle stretch for that. So in a run, the best you can really expect is like a 2:14 or 15 maybe. So 2:12, really good.
It looks so weird seeing them instantly cleaned up. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But
yeah, it's kind of weird. But yeah, 2:10, still pretty good.
JJ, once again, saving some time here on Weegee. Not going to give up that easily.
He actually lost time there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Weegee got a 2:12. JJ got a 2:10.
Is it, because you only have 3 minutes?
Oh, yes, it starts at 3 minutes, so a higher number is better.
Commentator not really sure what he's talking about, trying his best to figure it out.
Don't worry about it, you're good.
Strongman Lynn putting him in his place like he should.
Yeah, I can't have you thinking you know stuff about this game, come on.
We're getting there. Scoodly Scroob, what's the stew? Scoodle Stew. Is that the name of the blob?
Stew?
One of the blob next to like the piranhas.
I don't think so, not to my knowledge.
What was the name? What you told me the name of those?
Scoodle Scoo? I don't know.
Scoodle Stew. That sounds close, but anyway, commentator rambling on again. Absolute mind, looking like an absolute unit, and both of these players as well.
Yeah, low 29s for both of them is pretty good. I guess the timer's about 4 seconds off, so it's about a 29 even for Weegee and a 29.06 or something for JJ, which is really good.
Wow. Heavy momentum from Weegee.
Yes. So they're going to clip in here, and they're going to die on the same frame that a cutscene starts here, and that'll just skip the cutscene. The way dying here works is if you're out of bounds for 30 consecutive frames, then you die. So, sorry, out of bounds touching the ground for 30 consecutive frames, then you die. So just hover there, ground pound, sidestep into the cutscene, and the setup is such that you just die as soon as you enter the cutscene.
That's interesting. That's some Ocarina of Time looking stuff. Right
I
there.
know, yeah. Pretty interesting.
Consistent though, 100%.
It's super consistent, actually. That setup in particular is really consistent. So
Really consistent setup.
pretty much no one fails it anymore that is practiced it a fair amount.
So this is an interesting thing. If you slide, what exactly is the deal here? You save a pretty good deal of time here pausing, don't you?
Yes, so you pause and exit area there. So for most cutscenes in this game, if you exit area as you enter them, it resets the game. But for whatever reason, this cutscene and then the one after the Mech Bowser fight, it just skips the cutscene. So
nice.
That's what they did there. Yeah,
That's
it's like 5 minutes of cutscenes it skips,
Yeah.
so it's really good.
Saving some big time. Both riding on a roller coaster. Shit is going absolutely bonkers here in SMS World.
Yeah.
What about Giga Bowser at an amusement park and everybody's acting like it's fine? They're firing rockets off his nozzle.
Ooh, looks like Weegee messed up a little bit there, but he got the regrab. This is probably, in a lot of people's opinions, one of the hardest levels to be consistent at for the fastest strats.
Yeah, this aiming's no joke. Like when I've done this level, I've only been able to hit them when I'm close. Like those long range shots look impossible.
There's another cutscene from skip from Weegee. And JJ, I think he missed some shots, but this should be the last one here. Looks like they both got about the same Mecha Bowser.
Weegee's still pressing on, keeping the lead. Not really
Yeah.
giving JJ much of an opening, getting those shines, making those plays.
Yep. Weegee and JJ also, I'm pretty sure they're pretty good friends also, so this is probably a pretty, fun competitive thing for them.
Yeah.
There's the little kids crew, which is, I think they're in it. Fetch, who's another guy, is in it. There's a couple other people. But
I didn't know Fetch was a little kid.
yeah, well, I mean, they're not really anymore, but when they started, they were like 12 and 13 and stuff, so.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy nowadays. Like, I feel like people are getting into speedrunning even younger, or maybe people are getting better younger. Like, there's also a lot of top Japanese players that are pretty young.
Yeah.
For Mario 64, I don't know if that's the case for Sunshine.
I don't actually know the age of most of the Japanese runners, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, and Weegee splicing really quick, had to slide in some nice gameplay.
Yeah, just got to throw in the Manta manipulation there.
Perfectly understandable. That's fine.
Yep.
But, a little bit unethical. Splicing while you're in the lead just kind of seems like...
It really seems like disrespect. Yeah.
And these boys clearly know the timing well on when these blocks come back. Masters, to say the least.
Yeah, that's also pretty much an auto-scroller because it's so easy to make that early cycle.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun secret level.
Yeah. The reds is also pretty fun, but the reds is kind of difficult. You got to grab all the reds over the disappearing platforms, and it's easy to be like, oh, there's a red, let me go and jump and hover to it. And then as soon as your hover runs out, the platform disappears. So.
Yeah, the secret levels, while they are, in my opinion, the most fun, they definitely provide the most challenge as well.
Yeah.
Those pits are too strong.
Ooh, we got a really fast strat looking like here from Weegee. Okay, yeah, he's doing the second fastest strat, it looks like here. There's an IL strat that he did the beginning of, but I guess he just did the beginning to make the ending part of this a little easier. Getting some momentum. Yeah. Both of them having a little trouble with that fourth coin, but not too bad.
Chopping right on through.
So I mentioned there are very few places that can really kill a run. You have to reset. This is actually one of them. If you get unlucky enough to grab one of those green crates as you get shocked by a Mecha Koopa on the same frame, it teleports you to the top of the map. And if you remember to exit area, then you can just re-enter the level. But if you forget and just press B to drop off the grate, then you start falling, and it takes about an hour and 20 minutes to fall.
Really?
So, yeah. It's a pretty weird glitch. I think it's similar to the SM64 up warp glitch, where you get shocked and it thinks you're on a grate, but you're like above the grate you're supposed to be. So it's like, oh, we'll just put him at the next highest thing, and it puts you at like the top of the map. So.
Thank you, Aussie Adam, for the 100 bits, babe. Appreciate it. Pounding on these things. Do you happen to know the name of whatever these guys are?
I don't. I call them turtles, so
Yeah, they kind of
I would guess that's not what they're called. But trying to get a one cycle here. Looks like Weegee.
Looking eggshell looking ass.
Ah, that was unfortunate for JJ. One of them ground pounded on the grass, so it didn't go in. But yeah, Weegee got the one cycle there. JJ, unfortunately, getting a two cycle. Basically, the cycles here are broken up into every time you kill a turtle, you have to wait for its sunflowers to grow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just kill all of them at once, then the sunflowers grow during the cutscenes. So you don't really have to wait for anything.
Pounding at the same, like pounding on top of them pounding? Is that what just?
Yeah, there's a thing you can do where if you ground pound, there's some weird timing thing. If you ground pound as they ground pound, then they don't hurt you, and you hit them as soon as they hit the ground. But if you miss it like he did, you can just get another ground pound immediately afterwards. So it's not super risky to go for.
Shadow Mario causing havoc in the world, but both players not too concerned with that. Just going to be plugging along, chugging on this train.
Going along to oh yeah, this is EYG. So this is the other place that you can soft lock and have to reset. So basically, with the same mechanic of if you beat a level, then you get access to the later levels. So they're going to be beating Pinna 6 here in Pinna 3, which you need Yoshi for, so you have to beat Pinna 4. But they're just going to be clipping past this gate so they don't enter the loading zone for Pinna 3. And then there's a weird void zone here that you can only pass if you are on top of a Yoshi platform. So they make a purple Yoshi so that the platform goes horizontally, and then spray that enemy, and the platform carries you over to the carousel here. And then they eat an orange fruit, because you need to be orange Yoshi to enter this loading zone here. And it takes you to the secret for Pinna 6.
That one took a while to find out. I mean, at this point, it's like common knowledge. Been doing it for a while. I remember when I found out, that was kind of a big deal.
It's like a 2016 thing, I think.
Yeah.
So, and also when it was first found out, it was another huge RNG element. Because you had to use these bullet bills, and you needed a purple bullet bill, which doesn't happen every cycle or whatever. But Zelpiku Kirby found a way to get it with these guys. Or found a better way to clip past the gate with these guys. So we were able to do in this level, which has no RNG, and is actually a little bit faster.
So what happens if you fall off this purple thing?
So if you fall off that purple thing, you sometimes you zip to the bottom of the map and die, but sometimes you get stuck in midair. And if you're in the air in this game, you cannot exit area. I think that's the same in SM64. Yep. So you can't exit area. You also can't kill yourself because there's nothing there to kill you, so you just have to reset.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't seem too bad. You can just stick on and wait.
Yeah.
Works out nicely. You're able to get down into the carousel every time.
Pretty much, yeah. Actually, yeah. The purple platform has like pretty much just enough time on it to get to the carousel. It does run out of time eventually, but get to the carousel before that. And both of them finishing up Pinna a 38 from Weegee, which is pretty darn good. And then I would guess JJ is going to get a 39, low 30, or a high 39 probably. So he's about one death pretty much behind right now. So still could catch up here.
We still have some hard parts left.
Yeah, to be honest, the of the game is the hardest part. There's a bunch of really hard secrets and Eel.
Wait, how did Weegee just get in there? He was under
oh, Yeah, so there's a weird hitbox thing where so you would think you need to stand in front of the M to get into Rico. If you're in like between the water and the dock, under the dock, then it also grabs you and brings you in there. So yeah, I don't know why, but I think it actually is a little faster even to do it like that, just because you can spin dive over to the water a little quicker than it is to get onto the dock.
I'm pulling on this octopus.
Yeah, this is Gooper Blooper.
Gooper Blooper.
So they used PD 2 times in this game. They decided to use Gooper Blooper 3 times in this game. So that's fun. You only fight him twice in any percent, or in any category actually, because you can skip the third one. But it's again pretty much just an auto-scroller fight where you just pull on his nose, wait for him to shoot Goop, and then pull on his nose again.
Yeah, definitely not a very complicated fight, but man, does it feel good to smack him back in his face. Very
Yes.
satisfying.
You're supposed to kill his pull off his tentacles, but if you just time it right, you can just pull on his nose immediately. Skips pretty much the whole fight.
Weegee taking no time at all, not really caring about. What is it? The Gelato Kingdom? What is it? What is the name of this?
Like
world.
Rico.
Rico Harbor.
Yeah, Rico Harbor.
Rico Harbor.
Yeah, Rico Harbor. I don't know if there's like a. I think they're called worlds. I guess I don't even know if there's an actual because in Odyssey it's the kingdoms or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it's just Rico Harbor. And so this is 2. So they're going to use another Y turn, like momentum changing strat here, where they're just going to do a water slide over to the loading zone, and then they are going to use a Y turn to turn to the left in midair and go right in, just like that. Weegee.
Do you even have to get in there at this point?
Yeah. Actually, this is the level you're supposed to do that.
Okay, and just going over to the top. This makes a lot of sense. Don't
Yeah.
need to get on, what are the things called?
Bloopers.
Don't need to ride a blooper. You can just acrobat your way through this level, I guess.
Yeah, it's a little faster to acrobat through it as opposed to... If you use the blooper, then you get about a 24 every time. And it takes a little longer to actually start the race if you're not on the blooper. But you can get about a 5-second better time without a blooper, so it makes up for the 2 seconds it takes to start the race. Pretty much if you get a 21 or a 22 on the in-game clock, that breaks even if you had done it with a blooper.
Nice little time save.
Yep. Also, both of them actually use a glitchy wall kick there to get up. If you press Y and then A when you're in a wall kick, then it wall kicks towards the wall, so just get a little extra height there to get up.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Just like a glitchy wall kick whenever you want.
Pretty much, yeah. Is it whenever you want in 64, or is there only certain places you can do it or something?
It's on the right or leftmost edge of a wall.
Okay.
Wall kick the last pixel or whatever. And then it will be a reverse wall kick.
Alright.
Pretty much the deal there.
What is... Oh, yeah, so, wait, I actually didn't see if JJ did Rico 3 yet. I think he's about to do it. But it is actually the fastest level in the game. It's faster than any Shadow Mario's. The world record split for it is 47 seconds, whereas I think Shadow Mario, the fastest one, is 48. So it is quite fast.
Yeah, I guess he's just right there, right in front, waiting to get smacked.
Yeah. The Shadow Marios are actually
But Weegee just a little bit too strong. Too much sauce in his bottle.
Yes.
But it's not over for JJ. Well, maybe it is. I don't really know. But I know
there's plenty of room for error later in the run, so it is not even close to over yet. And yeah, here's Weegee doing Koopa Blooper again. Takes almost the exact same time to get to him. It's about as easy to get to him, and the fight is pretty much the exact same.
Yeah, what is this? Were they just lazy? They're like, you know what? Let's just fight.
Yeah, they added one attack that he can do, but I don't actually even know how to activate that attack. So, even for a casual player, it's entirely possible to just, have the exact same fight. So,
Do you see that guy in any other levels, or is it only?
He is in whatever it's Noki 2. You're supposed to beat him, but you can just clip past him, so we won't encounter him again.
Classic.
Yep.
If you don't want to fight him, just clip through him. Clip past him. No biggie.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Rico actually... Yeah, Rico I think is the only world with like no RNG in it at all. So ideally most of the time you should have no time loss in Rico. Which I think both of them have had pretty much no time loss, so that's good to see.
It warms your heart.
Yeah.
To see some solid gameplay, and it seems as though that's what we're seeing right now. Well, they actually use the bloopers here.
They do actually. You can do it without the bloopers, but it is faster with the bloopers. So there's nothing to water slide on, so you just have to do jump dives in the water if you didn't want to use the blooper.
Dude, these guys are hard to control.
Yeah, they really are. The way I like to do it is just pull the camera all the way out and then turn. I just hold forward the entire time and turn with the C stick to slightly turn the camera. Okay. Some people like turning with the control stick. And Weegee dies!
Weegee,
this is what I was saying! It's not over. JJ's in the lead now.
Everybody getting very hyped. JJ now with a clear lead. Craigasm.
Yeah, that coin there. So with the green blooper, if you are holding forward, then you're at a high enough speed that you will die if you hit anything. And that one particular coin, it's really easy to hit the sub if you miss it. Or I should say if your angle's bad. I mean, yeah, JJ could die here too. You know, you never know. So
we all thought Weegee had it in the bag, but
JJ does a slightly safer strat there to line up a little bit easier. So
nice little double hop.
Yep.
And beautiful.
There you go. And ends up with a 132 on the timer. So that's pretty good. That's what you want.
Not too shabby.
Let's see if Weegee grabs it here this time.
Weegee going for the second try, looking clean, does do it. Sliding around
also,
on the blooper.
Weegee with the 133 on the timer there. So, you know, he died, but he saved a second over JJ on the actual level. So, you know, not as much time loss as it could have been.
A consolation prize.
Yeah.
A little bit of a pride bonus. Could perhaps give him a morale boost to get the energy back so that he can perhaps catch up to JJ.
Yes.
But JJ not going to give it up very easily, I suspect. Okay, but it looked like he missed a little bit of the spray at the beginning.
Yeah, actually, that spray, you don't even... That's one of the few places where you just do a regular spray. You don't spam spray. And you can miss a fair amount of your spray and still get him down. So that you rarely see anyone fail that level. And yep, there's Weegee. You can actually, the easier strat that most people do, you literally like don't even do any dive rollouts, just walk forward, and as soon as you see him start moving, you can spray, and you'll kill him. One of the easier blindfolded levels, for sure.
Has somebody done a blindfolded playthrough of SMS?
I don't think about a playthrough, but Bouncy Boy one time, he did a kind of blindfolded thing where he was blindfolded, but he had text-to-speech on his Discord server, and so people would type in his Discord server telling him what to do. So that was pretty entertaining.
Does sound like a pretty good time. Bouncy Boy, unfortunately, breaking a rib. I hope he
yeah,
okay.
Well, it was actually even. I don't know if it's worse or better than that, but he dislocated it and had to have it replaced, which sounds really like gross and painful.
Yeah.
And, like nothing against him.
Rib,
not
sir.
saying he's gross. It's a gross thing to happen.
Strongman Lynn sending some very mixed signals, talking about how
I love you,
Bouncy Boy
I love you. You're not gross. It's just the things that happen to you were gross.
Backpedaling here. Nobody buying what he's picking down. We all know how. It's okay. Bouncy Boy, a little bit of a weirdo, kind of gross. Had to get his rib replaced. R.I.P.
Yep.
Raising money. Global Speedrun Association is raising money for a prosthetic rib that we can place into Bouncy Boy's system. Rib cage.
So this is we haven't really talked about it. This is one of the harder secrets. So I would have thought if someone was going to die, it might have been this one. But I did not expect the Rico 6 death. Let me tell you that. But
Yeah, I think that one took us all by surprise. That was pretty wild.
yeah, just pretty standard. Couple of spin dives, dive rollouts, and then grab the shine.
Hey, WMD. Yeah, this was another one of the ones that I learned. That spin jump that you do on the edge of like the square, is that where people mostly die?
Yeah,
Like,
at the
on
top
edge of
there, pretty much. Either people will have the wrong angle to
Yeah.
get the spin dive onto that first blue platform, or sometimes, depending on their timing, they may fall off one of the platforms. Oh,
looks
JJ.
like JJ's struggling a little bit to
Almost.
take out Shadow Mario.
Yeah. If he had gone a little farther, he wouldn't have been able to get him down until he got into the village. So it's good to
So
get
if
him there.
he's like in the middle of weird movement, can you just not damage him? Is that?
Yeah, actually, if he's in the air, he cannot die. You can still damage him, but he can't die. He can only die if he's on the ground.
Okay. And
actually,
certainly saving some time on the spray down.
Yeah, for sure. There are actually also a couple places where even if he's on the ground, you can't kill him, but it's weird. And JJ, again, he actually posted in the Discord server about this earlier. Shadow Mario went the wrong way there. You want him to go to the left. It depends on how you approach him. But I think he approached him from a little too far to the left, so that's why he went to the right. Not too much time lost, just like a couple seconds. What Weegee's doing there is the faster way to do it.
Weegee saving time where he can. JJ, a little bit sweaty, perhaps.
Yeah, palms or mom's spaghetti or something.
A lot of spaghetti, some meatballs as well. Oh my goodness. We have got 150 smackaroonies coming in from an anonymous donor. This has been awesome. Thanks to everyone involved. Hyped for GSA. Thank you very much, sir. Very much appreciated. Can we get some Pog? We got some PogChamp from Rick Astley. Simp W from Solar Waker. Certainly a PogChamp worthy event, but we've also got Manta Ray time. This shine takes forever.
It's so obnoxious. Spam sprays help with it, but it's still pretty annoying. If Weegee's gonna catch up, this isn't an easy place for it, just because he could literally just happen to get like 20 seconds better RNG than JJ. And actually, JJ messed up a little bit, but it looks like he's recovering okay.
So how does the RNG work?
So whenever you kill the manta, it splits into any of the mantas. They split into 4 more mantas, and they take random directions and
by the mantas.
Yeah, and you get pinballed like this,
Smacked.
And there's just nothing you can do about it.
JJ getting tossed by these mantas.
Yeah, it looks like Weegee is pretty much caught up at this point. He's about 8 seconds behind maybe, but yeah. And then once you get them all to the smallest size, then they turn pink and come towards you. So at that point, it's a little less RNG heavy, but before that, it's pretty obnoxious. And see,
JJ,
still,
like you said, pinballing back and forth between these.
Yeah.
Manta rays.
It's also made worse by the fact that you run out of water usually before you get them to the smallest size. And the closest water is that little fountain there, but the hitbox is weird, so sometimes it'll pop out of it and you can't refill your water. So, yeah, they're about 3 seconds apart now, so.
Weegee really making up some time here, making this race even more interesting. Neck and neck for pretty much the whole race. You know, Weegee had that pretty strong lead and then did take a death.
Yeah.
It's popping, though.
Yep. And then also, next up, arguably one of the hardest levels in the game, 3 and 2. So we'll see what happens there. It's another one of the secret levels. So it's a secret level, so you don't know Flood, obviously, which is really bad. And you have to do a momentum spin jump, that thing where you roll out on the slope and you have a lot of momentum, so you spin jump. You have to do that at the end of the level, and you do it over a death pit. So if you mess it up, you just die and lose 50 seconds. So it can be pretty hard.
Well, I guess we'll see what they do here. JJ leading the charge.
Yep.
This is where I stopped, actually, because I was learning SMS on emulator, and it didn't, at the time, it didn't emulate killing the manta right, so you couldn't actually get past that.
That is a thing. I would assume there were some weird dolphin glitches with this game, but I think most of them were fixed recently. Yeah, you can just bounce off those boos and just get right into the loading zone.
This is a fun little secret level. Bouncing off the boys. What?
Yeah.
You know the name?
Those are... Shoot. They're the same ones that were in Pinna 3. Let me just look it up here real quick.
They kind of remind me of a Slowpoke from Pokemon a little bit, except not as fast.
Oh, yeah. All right, and here's the momentum spin coming up for both of them. JJ looking okay. All right, there we go. Oh, Weegee!
Oh,
see? There you go.
Fall. JJ back into a nice position. But
yeah, it's just a really hard strat, and it's really easy to mess up pretty much.
And at this point, it's looking pretty damn good for JJ. But if we anything, it's that Weegee is an insane man. He's got the strats down, and he's hungry. So perhaps he can still make something happen here.
Shoot, I cannot find the name of those things. Oh, happened again.
Oh, and
yeah,
that's a bit sad.
He might want to grab a life. He should only have like 1 life left, I think. Oh, if he game overs here, that's race over. So he didn't get the life. He better be confident.
Yeah, because you never save for the entire run.
Yeah, and if you die without saving, it takes you back to airstrip. Or if you game over, I should say.
So Weegee, a lot on the line right here. If he death, that will spell sure defeat for him.
I assume he's taking it safe here.
Nope, maybe.
Looks like he's going for it. Okay, he got it. There you go. That was
the charm.
A little bit scary. JJ's got a nice lead now, though.
Yeah,
so...
what would you say? 45 seconds, maybe a minute?
Oh, more than that. One death there is 50 seconds, and he died twice.
Wow.
So I'd say a minute and a half, probably.
Game's brutal.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Strongman Len calling his own speed game bad. Not a huge shocker. I mean, just look at it.
Yeah, it's not, it's okay. It's got good things and bad things.
Yeah.
But,
pros and cons.
Yeah. JJ doing casino skip here. You're supposed to shoot 3 slot machines and then do this weird flip puzzle that is also kind of RNG, but you can just clip out of bounds and go over everything. So that's nice.
So what is it about that stance where he goes side to side? What about it makes it useful for these?
So, if there's an invisible, there's different types of invisible barriers, but the particular invisible barrier that's on the top of that wall, you can sidestep through. It's the same as when on EYG, they sidestep through the wall using the platform. You can sidestep through the platforms just like you can sidestep through the wall there. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You just got to sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make it through anything.
Yeah. You just pull out your hover nozzle or your spray nozzle, as everyone has, and just sidestep.
Words of advice. If there's anything to take home from this race, it would be that.
Yep.
Yeah, 20 minutes or so to come back. What would you say their pace is right
now? JJ's probably on like 116 or maybe not 116, maybe 117 pace right now. And Weegee probably 119 pace right now.
Yeah.
So, although King Boo is coming up, and that's the last RNG of the run pretty much. And it's, if you mess up, if he messes you up and doesn't give you the right cycle, it's 8 seconds every time he doesn't give you the right cycle. On average, you'll usually get like 1 or 2 extra cycles, so it's usually not terrible. But it can't, like the 120 Shine World record at one point had like 7 extra cycles or something. And it was just such a good run up to that point, and then it was just like a pretty good run.
So how's the RNG?
Oh,
Weegee does not know how
game over, I think. Yep.
Yeah, I think
that's unfortunate for Weegee.
Weegee game over in the SMS 90% race. That is a default W for JJ.
Pretty much. Oh wait. What? Wait. How did...
Maybe when you game over and you just keep going, you can...
Oh, he may have saved. I may have missed it. If you save, you can put in a memory card and save, and he may have done that. So I guess that's good.
Weegee with the desperate strats, having to save.
I assume that must have been what happened. So I guess that's good. So you can still comment on 2 screens here. But yeah. JJ getting the fruit here. Basically, the optimal King Boo is he gives you fruit, and then no fruit, and then fruit, and then no fruit, and then fruit. You have to have a no fruit cycle in between every fruit cycle. The minimum is 5 cycles here. And I think JJ has perfect luck so far. He may have one extra. I was not exactly paying attention. But, alright, yep, that's another fruit cycle, so that should be the end of King Boo for JJ. And actually, I'll mention the momentum spin is going to be coming up here on Weegee's screen. It's a different momentum spin from the other ones. Well, the stream's frozen, but okay. Yeah, right there he did it. You have to do kind of a loose spin input. You get speed by diving and rolling out on the cube as it's tilted. Mm-hmm. And then if you do a loose spin input, it takes you maybe like 3/4 of a second to spin the stick. Then Mario keeps his speed as he runs in the circle, but it counts as a spin input, and so you get a spin jump off of it. If you do it too fast, then Mario would kind of pivot and lose all his speed, and if you do it too slow, then you don't get the spin jump. So it's a little bit different.
A lot of dynamic stuff when it comes to spin jumps. Pretty complex mechanic, to say the least.
Yeah, it's definitely a high-level strat that, like, most of this stuff will only save, like, a second or two or something if you once you learn it, but it's learnable once you get to a higher level. Most people with like a 120 or less in 80% will do those kind of strats.
JJ cleaning up town, doing a pretty nice job.
Spamming spray. This is the Serena 6 that I mentioned earlier. It's a lot easier on the US version and the PAL version because you'll need to clean about 95% on those versions. On the Japanese version, you need like 99.5% or something, yeah. And also the goop isn't like perfectly programmed. Sometimes it'll look like you got it, but it's invisible, and you just can't see that you didn't get it. So.
Wait, does time stop? Is that how you know that you did it?
Yeah, time stops. So we got a 220 there.
I was about to say,
and also, I think a little jingle plays as well. So yeah, and then once you're done, you just talk to him, and he gives you the shine.
He's like, "Okay, good work, buddy. Here's your shine, Sprite." Once again, Mario chasing Peach, hoping to find her love, but hasn't taken the hint. Bowser's already kidnapped her like a million times. Clearly,
really just
some kind of infidelity issues going on here that Mario doesn't face.
It's really an awkward situation that no one knows how to deal with.
But we love it so much. Highly addicting. Pretty interesting. We just want the girl. Sometimes.
Yep. Although I have to say, Mario cannot make up his mind. First he wants Pauline, then he wants Peach. And is there a third person? I thought there was a third person at some point. Maybe I'm thinking of Daisy. Oh, I guess that's... Was that ever a canonically a thing also? Is Daisy like Luigi's princess? Or does Luigi ever save her? Or is that... Because I know she appeared first in Mario Land 2, I think. And Mario saved her there, but I always thought of her as like Luigi's princess.
That's what you would think, but yeah, they all just share. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can tell you something though, is that I don't know. So I hope that offers some value.
All right, cool. Oh, so we got some strats coming out here from JJ. There's a really quick cycle here. You pretty much know... Yeah, okay, he's not going to be a cycle anymore. It's just a very difficult cycle at the top of the mountain here. This Monty Mole is shooting these globs at you, and he shoots globs every like 3 seconds or something. So, yeah, if you just get there quick enough, you skip one of the cycles.
Oh, bonk!
Ooh, okay, you missed one bomb there, but not the end of the world.
I like this mechanic.
Yep.
Wait, why is he waiting?
So if you hit Monty Mole with a bomb, then he'll get stunned for a second and won't throw another bomb. So you wait for him to throw all 3 bombs before you throw the first one at him.
Oh. Optimal.
Yep. It was saving those frames.
Blowing that cork.
Yeah. I don't know why Monty dying makes the cork come out of the waterfall, but it does, so...
Maybe you kill him and then that little bit of air, it's enough
a little explosion thing, yeah.
but I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Just kind of hoping that it somehow makes sense, but when you think about it,
Could be.
probably not really making much sense.
Oh, Weegee falling prey to the invisible goop here. Where is it? No one knows. Oh, there we go. So, he would have gotten a really good time. He would have gotten like a 224 or something. Ended up getting a 218. The world record for that one by Chosen is a 229, I think. It's pretty ridiculous.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty fast. 9 whole seconds faster
Yep.
than what JJ did.
And here we have
5 bits from Proto Man. Thank you very much, sir. What were you saying?
this is where the Gooper Bloopers fight's supposed to be, but you just clip through the wall with a spring. So skipping that. JJ going right into the shine there. That's a really fun aisle to grind out too.
You can't just pop that right in the corner of the spring. It's like just a little bit away from the corner. Is that the deal?
So you have to be like the way you're facing the corner has to be kind of to the right. If Mario's running, then you know you have the right angle, and then if you pop the spring, it'll be in the right place. And because it expands when you place it down, it makes sense that it pushes you out of bounds. So
now got to do some cleaning. The eel.
yeah, well, first we got to get a tutorial on this new game mechanic they're only going to use for like 2 levels. So you got to get some red coins here. And then we'll clean them afterwards.
This is pretty. I actually like this level.
Yeah, this was
calm.
One of my favorite as a kid. And it's really hard, actually, hoverless. It's possible to, like, if you don't grab one of the coins like on the first try, basically, then you need to reset the level. Just exit area and come back in again, because you can't hover, obviously. And hovering is one of the only ways to gain height in the water. There's also this jet thing, but that doesn't get you high enough for the first coin. Weegee having some trouble with the this water wheel is pretty weird and annoying, but he got up there.
Getting some big fat globs shot his way.
Yep.
But narrowly avoiding them, riding the edges.
Hate it when that happens. I'm getting globs shot my way.
Depends on the context. But
That's true.
Most of the time, not a huge fan of globs in my face.
Yeah. I actually had some cream puffs today, and there was globs of cream puff, and that was nice. But
cream puff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what. I've never heard of that before.
It's like a. It's almost like it's like a soft outer shell with cream on the inside. It's usually like a vanilla cream, or like I had an Earl Grey tea cream, and it's just a very soft cream on the inside. So it's a little messy just because there's so much cream. And that I could have phrased that better, actually. But we're going to ignore that.
Some interesting things possibly on Strongman Lynn's mind could be in the gutter. Wow, more information coming out.
The gutter.
Text, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Strongman Lynn wanting to get graped in the mouth perhaps by the commentator.
You know, anyway. So eel. Cleaning eel's teeth here. Yeah.
You know, every eel needs a good clean.
Especially eely mouth.
Here to save the day. But for selfish reasons, I mean, not a huge deal. It's win-win. He gets the shine, and the eel gets a nice sparkly smile.
Yep.
Okay, but getting consumed by the eel here really deep. Oh, never mind. I can't even see what's going on.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you just kind of have to have faith in your muscle memory. If you hit the tooth and get damaged by it, at this when you get damaged, you have invincibility frames, and if the cutscene starts when those invincibility frames are happening, when Mario's blinking red, then you gain control of Mario during the cutscene, so you can float down and just be right where the shine is, where it spawns. If you were not damaged, then the cutscene would happen, it would spawn you kind of high up, and you gotta just float down. So you gotta be kind of in the eel's mouth and clip into the tooth as you clean it to get damaged by it. So it's just like, you just gotta basically know what angle you're supposed to be at, and where you're what angle you're supposed to spray, and your timing. So
we've got Pack in the chat. What up, Pack? Speedrun.com, Daddy. The finals are at 10:30 CST, so about 3 hours from now. Sorry, 2 hours from now.
Here we got second Piantissimo, also an auto scroller. So this one's even slower because he swims, and like he's such an idiot because you would think he would swim like in a direct line towards the pole. He doesn't. He swims like he takes like a snaking pattern through the water, like way to the left, and he also bonks immediately as soon as the race starts. He bonks on one of the walls. So Piantissimo, not sure why he thinks he's fast, but
Not a very formidable opponent.
not really, no.
I mean, none of these opponents really are. I guess when you spend 8 hours a day practicing, nobody will really be an opponent. I mean,
Yeah,
as a
pretty
kid,
much.
you know, it could have been a struggle, but it's just kind of a bop once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, the first Piantissimo gave me some trouble when I was a kid. Or not the first one. I guess it's technically the last one because Pianta is supposed to be the last world. But Pianta 2 gave me some trouble. But this one, you just swim in a straight line. So occasionally, though, you'll see a runner forget to touch the flagpole. They'll like get to the end with like, haha, I won, and they'll like start playing around and like wall jumping, and then Piantissimo will touch the flag, and they'll realize they didn't touch the flag, and so they have to exit area and come back in again.
That's a big L.
Yeah, it's a big L. Also on Weegee's screen here, so he's spraying upwards because it actually pushes you down slightly if you spray upwards. So it saves like maybe like 2 frames, but some runners do it. The task does it and saves like with task spam spraying saves 10 frames. So it doesn't save all that much time, but
Weegee, the human task.
yeah. And watch JJ's screen here. This is gonna be interesting. He's doing this is one of the hardest strats in the game for Noki 6. Very easy to die. Some weird spin diving stuff you got to do here. Wow. Get on the green cycle. Yeah. You literally can't even see where you are, and you have to be doing spin dives at precise angles. So getting up there, pretty standard, and he's good. Right into the shine.
Legendary player.
Pretty darn cool strat there.
So 113, would you say still on 117 pace?
So that's Noki 6. Yeah, Noki 7's about a minute. No, it's probably 50 seconds. So he'll be at 113 or 114.10 maybe. And then Corona is about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So it'll be maybe a high 116, low 117. Okay.
Not bad at all for a race.
Yeah. If he wants to get cocky, he can try to do fast Corona, which is really easy to die on. So maybe Weegee will have some time to catch up. But I would be surprised if he lost enough time to not win. So yep, just spam spraying Shadow Mario, grab the shine. There's a very rare glitch if he goes down on like one particular pixel, then when you grab the shine, it actually like you fall. When you grab a shine, it like teleports Mario to the shine's X and Y position.
Right.
And that X and Y position will put Mario slightly under the map. So he'll fall because the shine animation does not start until you touch the ground. And he'll fall into the water. And shine cutscenes can't start if you're in the water. So you'll fall into the water, it'll cancel the shine cutscene, and because you already grabbed the shine loses its hitbox, and you can't grab the shine anymore, so you have to exit area and re-enter the level. But I've only seen it happen like once or in a run. It's really rare. Everyone, you will have that fear though. Whenever you're on PB pace, you're like, okay, just really hope this thing doesn't glitch out and mess me up here. Oh, JJ is going for fast Corona. Let's see if he gets it here.
Legendary God Gamer alert.
Yeah, you got about a second of leeway here. I think he's good.
Thank you, Robbie Rat Poison, for the sub bub. What a name. Welcome to the GSA club.
Got the fast Corona, and now Speedboat. Speedboat looking a little sketchy, but he gets it.
And here he goes, JJ looking to finish strong, moving on up. Wow. How did he just go straight?
Oh yeah, so that's a glitch that it's only used there in any percent, but he's used a ton in 120. If you can cancel a rocket launch with like Mario's like animations. So if you land as the rocket goes off, then Mario does like a landing animation, so that cancels the rocket, but it actually stores it. And if you sidestep off of ledge, then it launches the rocket plus a little bit. I don't know why it's actually a little bit more than a rocket. But so he stores that first rocket by landing on the ledge to cancel it, and then he does a different strat to cancel another rocket storage by if you like let go of the R button just a little bit as the rocket goes off, then Mario does kind of a sitting back animation, and that cancels the second rocket. Yeah. And so that's how you just get the instant rocket up. And JJ with a really good 1:16.40 in a race, 39. That's pretty good. So.
And what is Weegee doing right now?
Oh, so just I don't know. Just someone who doesn't watch very top level runners, this looks like he is doing a bunch of random nonsense. It's actually faster to get up to Noki 6 using these ropes. It's about 2 seconds faster, but it looks like he's given up. So, yeah.
Weegee giving up, JJ making it happen. GG.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Strongman Lynn, it has been an absolute it's been a journey and very enjoyable journey, to say the least.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Commentating with you. I learned a lot.
Cool.
And thank you so much for joining me. This has been the SMS Any Percent race between JJ and Weegee. JJ comes with a W with a 1:16.39. Apparently a 1:16.23.
Really?
According to the man himself.
Oh,
Legendary.
He did start a little late. So, but yeah, that's great time.
Great stuff. Going to sign off now, and we'll be heading on to OT. I believe it is an OOT three-way Saturday night bingo featuring Aliens, Exodus, and Tob, commentated by Runner Guy and Pity. Love you very much, and it has been an honor. I'll see you for the outro. Bye-bye, Strongman Lynn.
See ya.